अकेले नहीं हैं और सब परिवारजन जो हैं वो इनके पूरा देश इनके साथ खड़ा है। आपकी भी बात हुई वीडियो कॉन अमित शाह के साथ?
जी सर।
क्या उन्होंने बताया?
All right, to more news break coming in, a big one, this one from the national capital related to the Delhi hit and drag case. 11 Delhi police officers have been suspended. This, of course, in related to the Delhi hit and drag case, so big action that's been taken. 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended as an action after the Delhi hit and drag case was reported. All right, we'll try and go across to Aishwarya as well to get us more details. But also remember, the MHA had earlier directed the Delhi police to slap murder charges on the accused. And we also spoke, in fact, so we given to understand that the MHA has directed the Delhi police to slap murder charges on the accused. But of course, a big action that's been taken in the Delhi hit and drag case. 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended. Aishwarya Kapoor, executive editor for Politics, joins us for more on that. Aishwarya, take us through this big news break coming in, big action there that's been taken as far as this case is concerned.
Well, absolutely. At this point of time, after the report of the Delhi police submitted about their lapses back to their parent organization, that is the Home Ministry. The Home Ministry has suggested swift action. If you remember, the Home Minister himself had called the special chief to enter act without fear and favor. So, 11 police officers, and I repeat, 11 police officers, which includes the DCP of the Rohini range, have been told to be suspended by the MHA to the Delhi police, back as a reply to that report which was submitted by the Delhi police in the Kanjawala case. Because whatever lapses happened, how was there no presence of police, PCR, picketing, barricading on that 10 to 12 kilometer long road? So all of those points were taken into consideration. And after that, the Home Ministry, replying back to the report of the Delhi police, has clearly indicated that 11 police officers should be suspended, to which the Delhi police will be enacting upon. And these 11 police officers we have included, we will get the list as well, but includes a senior officer of a DCP level.
Yes, Aishwarya, stay with us. You know, when this incident was reported, we've been reporting on the ground since day one. Talk to us about those lapses which stand exposed, and how there are some serious questions that the Delhi police also need to answer. That how was there no security at any given point in time at those those hours when, especially during that time of the year, when we see people in an inebriated state when people celebrate New Year every year.
Commissioner, first and foremost, that should not have been allowed. People driving in an inebriated situation, point number one. But as far as the lapses are concerned, 47 minutes. For 47 minutes, that the body of that girl was dragged. No police presence, no picketing, no barricading, no beat police officers, no PCR, no first responders. So all of these lapses, there were around 8 to 9 lapses, which were indicated by the Delhi police itself. The Delhi police pointed out the lapses on their part back to the MHA, because the MHA took a very serious note of it. The Home Minister of the country directly called the special CP, said to act without fear and favor. And that's why we are being told. The senior police officials, including that of 11, have been told that they should be suspended with immediate effect. And it's a very, very serious and a strong action which is being taken by the Delhi police in this regard. And it's important also. Because no presence of police officers on a stretch of 10 to 12 kilometers. For 47 minutes, the body was being dragged, and no constable, no beat constable, no picketing, no barricading. And the Delhi police claimed that there were around thousands of police officers on ground that day, that night. So this does not match. The claims of the Delhi police did not match what happened that night. So very clearly, the Delhi police had to accept their fault in the report which they had submitted back to the MHA. And now MHA clearly suggesting that you act and act now even against those of your in your department. And we are being told that 11 police officers, including that of a DSP, have been told to be suspended with immediate effect.
Absolutely. So that action that's been taken after that laxity that stands exposed on part of the Delhi police. Aishwarya, stay with us. Also talk to us about any more measures that we can expect in the coming days as far as MHA cracking the whip on the Delhi police and taking strong action when it comes to making sure that there is ample security on these roads. All right, we'll try and connect with Aishwarya again, but a big action that's been taken, of course, this after MHA sought a report and, in fact, said that there needs to be an action taken. Latest, of course, coming in that 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended after the MHA cracked the whip. In fact, the MHA has also asked that there should be murder charge that should be slapped against the accused in this case. Remember, just to take our viewers a recap of what really happened on that unfortunate night on January 1st, in which Anjali was dragged for 47 minutes. In that particular, she hung there from that axle of that car for nearly 47 minutes, and the laxity and inaction on part of the Delhi police that also stands exposed. And the lapses also. Piyush Ori reporting live and getting us more details on that. Piyush, that's a big step that's been taken. 11 police officers who've been suspended. What more action can we expect next on part of the MHA?
So that's a very big step indeed, Samisha, which has been taken on the Delhi police officials, these errant police officials, which actually, if we would have done their job well, perhaps Anjali could have been saved. So yes, now these 11 police officers, as what we have been told, were either deployed in the PCR unit or at the pickets units, which were functioning at that point of time on the fateful night when Anjali lost her life. Now these 11 police officers have been suspended, and now it is going to be interesting to see from here on that what further action is the Delhi police going to take from here, because ever since this incident has happened, the Delhi police has been receiving a lot of criticism for...
All right, moving on to other news coming in, the other news break coming in, this one from J&K. The first visuals coming in right now of Home Minister Amit Shah chairing a high-level security meet in J&K as we speak. Remember, just a short while back, the Home Minister Amit Shah also spoke. In fact, he spoke over phone to the family of the victim of the Rajouri attack. He was, of course, scheduled to go and visit the family, but because of inclement weather conditions, the Home Minister could not visit the family of the victims of the Rajouri attack. But Home Minister there in J&K taking stock of the security situation. We are also given to understand that it would be around 4 p.m. that Home Minister Amit Shah would also be briefing the media over the security situation in J&K. So those are the first visuals right now coming in of Home Minister Amit Shah, who's sharing that high-level security meet. We're given to understand that senior officials who are present part of this meeting, which is taking place in J&K as we speak. Gursimran joining us live for more details on that. Gursimran, take us through the latest. You're picking up the visuals on our screens, of course, of Home Minister Amit Shah holding that key security meet.
Yes, Union Home Minister Amit Shah is holding a key security meeting, and the meeting is being held at the Raj Bhavan in Jammu, in which the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, along with the Director General of Police, Dilbag Singh, ADG Home Secretary R.K. Goyal, ADG Jammu and Kashmir Zone, Mukesh Singh and Vijay Kumar, top brass of the Border Security Force, including the IGBSF Jammu Frontier, D.K. Bura, CRPF IGP Ranpise, along with other senior officials from the RAW, NIA, IB and others intelligence agencies. They all are present in the meeting, and this meeting threadbare discussion is going on the various parameters, the security apparatus that needs to be set in order to prevent what has happened, what actually transpired in the Dangri village of the Rajouri, and also the security lapse that has taken place that led to the ID blast on the second day. So everything will be thoroughly discussed, and a detailed plan of the security forces to neutralize the two perpetrators, which has been the demand of the family of the victims, also those who lost their 7 near near and dear ones in this unfateful incident, unfateful terror attack, twin terror attack that have taken place. A strategy will be charted out to neutralize those two terrorists, as over 120 operations, counter-terror operations, have already been launched in the twin districts
Yes.
of Jammu and Rajouri.
Yes, Gursimran, thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you. For now, moving on to another big news break we are getting in from the national capital. All right, to the big news break that came in on the Delhi hit and drag case, where 11 Delhi officers, police officers who've been suspended on the orders of the MHA. Remember, a report was sought by the MHA in the Delhi hit and drag case. We are also given to understand that of the 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended, a DCP is also one of those to have been suspended on the directions of the Ministry of Home Affairs. We have Piyush Mishra also joining us for the latest on that. Piyush, if you could give us more details on, the rank of these Delhi police officers who've been suspended as part of action after the Delhi hit and drag case was reported. All right, we seem to have lost that connection with Piyush Mishra. We'll try connecting with him again. But the big news break coming in this hour, that action has been taken by the MHA on those police officers who were not on duty, and how their laxity was also a question that was being raised after this incident was reported. So 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended upon the directions of the MHA. This is in relation to the Delhi hit and drag case. Piyush Mishra, in fact, is joining us live. Piyush, if you can take us through the details you're picking up on those 11 Delhi police officers who've been suspended after that unfortunate incident in which Anjali lost her life. She was, of course, dragged for 47 kilometers. Take us through that horrific night and the action, of course, that's been taken by the MHA.
Well, certainly, Samiksha, that's the information which we are right now receiving. Remember that yesterday a report was submitted by Shalini Singh. Remember that she was handed over the entire probe, and she, after looking into all the details and also analyzing each and every aspect, has submitted a report to Ministry of Home Affairs. After that report was submitted to MHA, now what we are learning is that MHA had directed Delhi police to take strong action against the errant police officers who were indulged in not fulfilling their duty, and also MHA had asked the Delhi police to take strong disciplinary actions against them. What we're now given to understand is that around 11 officers have now been suspended, and that was the recommendation which was given by Ministry of Home Affairs. You would also remember that on the very first day when this incident had surfaced, Home Minister Amit Shah had intervened in this, and he had directed a top cop to take over the entire probe. Soon after that, we also saw as to how multiple CCTV footages came out, and the investigation ramped up after the MHA intervened. After the report on the entire incident was submitted to Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA had directed that not only the errant police officers should be suspended, but also if there are some supervisory police officers are found to be not following their duty on that fateful night, they should also be taken to the task. In fact, what we are also learning from our top sources within the MHA, that Delhi police likely to add 302, which means they are going to, most likely they are going to add murder charges also against all the accused who were caught by Delhi police. So multiple developments have taken place. As far as this development is concerned, what we are learning is that 11 police officers have now been suspended. More are yet to be taken to task. This is what sources are suggesting. But for the very first time, we are seeing as to how MHA taking a very strong opinion. In fact, now if you talk about this entire incident, remember that on 31st of December, this incident was reported to Delhi police at around, according to Delhi police, they received a call around 3 a.m. But before that, multiple calls were already made, but PCR did not respond. In this entire incident, multiple things have come out, which is suggesting as to how there was a dereliction of duty at the part of Delhi police. And now looking at that, Delhi police, after the recommendations of Ministry of Home Affairs, has cracked the whip on 11 police officers. In fact, they are going to add more stringent charges in the FIR, and updated FIR can also come in coming few days. But the big development which you are picking is that 11 police officers have been suspended, and if we talk about this case, it continues to be investigated by Delhi police. Multiple angles have surfaced. Remember that 7 accused were arrested by Delhi police. One of them has got bail. Another had also tried, whose bail was rejected. But Delhi police is saying that it is still investigating the case, and very soon charge sheet can also be filed in this case. Samiksha.
Yes, Piyush, of course, thank you for the moment. Stay with us. And you know, while that action is just one part of it, the question we are also asking is whether there is enough security now in the national capital in the late night hours. But stay with us. Let's also listen in to that exclusive conversation we had with the victim's mother on what action has been taken and the kind of issues that were exactly raised by her in that conversation.
अंजलि की मां हैं, ये बताइए कि आप लोग शुरुआती दौर से ही चाहते थे कि इसमें धारा 302 जोड़ी जाए। आपने थाने के बाहर प्रदर्शन भी किया था, रात भर आप लोग बैठे हुए थे थाने के बाहर। अब ऐसी बात निकलकर सामने आ रही है कि इसमें धारा 302 जोड़ी जा सकती है, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
302 धारा लगनी चाहिए, उन लोगों को फांसी होनी चाहिए, मैं तो यही कहना चाहूँगी। मेरी बेटी को इंसाफ मिलना चाहिए।
अब दिल्ली पुलिस जो है, शालिनी सिंह जो जांच कर रही थी, उसमें दिल्ली पुलिस के जितने वो अधिकारी जो उस वक्त ड्यूटी पर थे, उनको निलंबित करने की भी जो है बात निकलकर सामने आ रही है। इस पर क्या कहना है आपका? उनको
निलंबित किया जाए, क्योंकि अगर उन्होंने उस रात ड्यूटी ढंग से करी होती तो हमारी अंजलि हमारे बीच नहीं, ऐसे नहीं वो होता, रोडों पे इतना गंदा नहीं हुआ होता अगर उन्होंने ढंग से ड्यूटी करी होती। पुलिस वालों ने, उनकी ही गलती है जो इतना बड़ा हादसा रोड पे हो गया।
अच्छा, ये बताइए कि परिवार शुरुआती दौर से ही कह रहा था कि मोटिव जो है वो साफ नजर आ रहा है, क्योंकि जब जो आरोपी हैं उन्होंने ये एक्सेप्ट किया था कि उनको पता था कि गाड़ी के नीचे अंजलि है, फिर जो है दिल्ली पुलिस धारा नहीं जोड़ पा रही थी। इस पर क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
पता नहीं, पुलिस वाले कह रहे थे मोटिव नहीं है, और जो कि गुनाहगारों ने खुद ने कबूल कर लिया है कि हाँ हमें पता था कि गाड़ी के नीचे कुछ है और लड़की है, और हम फिर भी गाड़ी चलाते गए और उन्होंने गाड़ी नहीं रोकी।
लेकिन अब इसमें धारा 302 जोड़ा जा सकता है, और जिसके बाद जो है वो हत्या के हिसाब से पूरा मामला जो है वो आगे बढ़ेगा।
हाँ, वो तो जुड़ेगा ही, क्योंकि उन्होंने मर्डर करा है तो करा है, इसलिए उन्हों पे 302 की धारा लगनी चाहिए।
चलिए, बहुत शुक्रिया बातचीत करने के लिए। तो हमारे साथ अंजलि की मां थी, जिनका शुरुआती दौर से ही कहना था कि उनकी बेटी की हत्या की गई है और 302 के धारा के हिसाब से पूरे मामले को रजिस्टर करना चाहिए। वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट संतोष के साथ विशाल पांडे, रिपब्लिक भारत, दिल्ली।
All right, we'll continue to track all the latest on that. For now, a quick break. Lots coming up on the other side. Bomb explodes inside a house in Kerala's Kannur. Police suspect presence of more bombs.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का।
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic TV did a week-long investigation into the operations of the Khalistani movement here in Britain.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing India, how they've been operating for the last 30 years.
Was in contained 100 guys.
100 ISIS guys.
100 ISIS guys. Even I don't remember.
What was your route? Route option क्या था?
पहला था सीधा पूरा टर्की से वहाँ.
We don't preach journalism. We practice it.
Pro-Pakistan slogans were raised in the Triat area of the Rajouri district. The incident has been reported on 11th of January, after which on 12th, that is yesterday, the Tehsildar wrote to the Superintendent of Police Rajouri as well as the other senior officials, and the complaint is according to the incident that has unfolded inside the premises of the Tehsildar office in the Triat area of Kalakot subdivision in the Rajouri district. Now, a notice has also been served to the accused, who has been identified as Muzaffar Hussain and who is a National Conference leader. Now, 7 days time has been given to him.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Republic TV did a week-long investigation into the operations of the Khalistani movement here in Britain.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing India, how they've been operating for the last 30 years.
Was in contact with 100 guys.
100 ISIS guys.
100 ISIS guys. Even I don't remember.
What was your route? Route option क्या था?
पहला था सीधा पूरा टर्की से वहाँ.
We don't preach journalism. We practice it.
Pro-Pakistan slogans were raised in the Triat area of the Rajouri district. The incident has been reported on 11th of January, after which on 12th, that is yesterday, the Tehsildar wrote to the Superintendent of Police Rajouri as well as the other senior officials, and the complaint is according to the incident that has unfolded inside the premises of the Tehsildar office in the Triat area of Kalakot subdivision in the Rajouri district. Now, a notice has also been served to the accused, who has been identified as Muzaffar Hussain and who is a National Conference leader. Now, 7 days time has been given to him to put his side, otherwise legal action will be initiated. While on the other hand, the accused is saying that he has not done anything such. The Tehsildar says that when he started recording the video, the protesters, those who were raising pro-Pakistan slogans, escaped from the spot, and now the investigation part will be done by the police. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
Making it clear that what has happened in the last 12 days, and as we are reporting on the ground, let me tell you, the situation is getting more than worse, because it is shifting now, and that is why the main focus of the government and the state authorities and the state government and the central government was to evacuate the people. Let me tell you, this is 723 family nearby almost, who has been already evacuated at this point in time. I'm reporting from the ground. Let me tell you that these all are the places which is one of the most affected area, and the people from there has been already evacuated. We have seen the shelter homes, we have seen the areas where these people has been taken. There are hotels which has been acquired.
All right, viewers, getting some breaking updates. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in Jammu, where he chaired a security meeting and later dialed the families, the victims of terror, assuring them the terrorists will be neutralized. He will go ahead, visit them next time. All right, viewers, so getting this breaking update coming in, where Amit Shah is assuring the families that the terrorists will be neutralized. Remember that Amit Shah is in Jammu right now, and he was due to meet the affected families of the Rajouri twin terror attacks which happened in the upper Dangari village on the outskirts of Rajouri town.
Remember that a lot of people lost their lives, including 2 small children, and many were injured. And due to some bad weather conditions, Amit Shah's Rajouri visit was put on hold. But we're getting to learn some more breaking updates, where he just a short while back chaired a security meeting and later dialed the families of the victims of terror and told them that those people, those terrorists who were the ones who opened fire, who were the ones who led to the deaths of several people, they will be neutralized, and he will visit them next time. Let's go ahead, viewers, to our regular programming of Superfast 50. Viewers, Republic got inside access to Ram Mandir, where the construction work is underway and is in full swing. Remember, Ram Mandir will be inaugurated by January 1st, 2024. Shri Rama Sena Chief Pramod Mutalik made yet another controversial statement. Mutalik called for brandishing of swords. He further said that more just chanting of slogans was not enough. Situation in Punjab has become worrisome as emergency ambulances and employees have gone on strike since the last 72 hours, and 325 ambulances are not operational for the second day. The strike was called to protest against Punjab government. Employees have been demanding jobs in Punjab government and satisfactory remuneration for their services. Meanwhile, as the medical services take a major hit in Punjab due to the protests against Bhagwant Mann government, BJP hits out at the Punjab government, saying that it has failed to work for its people.
Then farmers, now 108 Ambulance Employees Association workers have gone on strike over long pending demands. Every section and segment of society is unhappy in Punjab because of the Aam Aadmi Party government's failure, its lack of ability to keep promises, and its constant U-turns. These are long pending basic demands that should have been fulfilled.
As medical services take a major hit in Punjab's emergency ambulances, now employees have gone on strike for 72 hours in protest against Punjab government. BJP's Manjinder Singh Sirsa sympathized with the people of Punjab and further said that if the Punjab residents continue to vote for jokers, they will have no option but to witness circus in the state.
पंजाब में एम्बुलेंस सर्विसेज 108 एम्बुलेंस सर्विसेज बिल्कुल ठप पड़ी है, क्योंकि इसके एम्प्लॉइज जो हैं वो स्ट्राइक पर चले गए हैं। 72 घंटों से स्ट्राइक पे हैं, मरीज तड़प रहे हैं, हॉस्पिटल ले जाया नहीं जा पा रहा उनको, और किसी की कितने भी खतरे में जान क्यों ना हो, वो चाहे तड़प तड़प के मर जाए पर उसको एम्बुलेंस नहीं मिल रही। क्यों नहीं मिल रही? क्योंकि आम आदमी पार्टी ने सारा पैसा पंजाब से, पंजाब का पैसा उजाड़ा है गुजरात, गोवा, हिमाचल जाके। सैकड़ों करोड़ रुपया प्रचार में लगाया, सैकड़ों करोड़ रुपया जो पंजाब के हकों का था वो पंजाब से बाहर जाके उजाड़ा।
Sources say that the Enforcement Directorate has conducted raids in Chhattisgarh in connection with the prevention of money laundering case pertaining to illegal commission on the coal sale by state government officials. Now, Soumya Chaurasia, the Deputy Secretary to Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, and IAS Samir Bishnoi and others are under the lens in the matter. In a big development in Delhi hit and drag case, 5 accused in the Khanjawala case have been now booked under Section 302. 11 Delhi police officers have been suspended. Meanwhile, victim Anjali's mother reiterated her claim that her daughter was murdered and further said that the family was satisfied with the probe. PM Modi flagged down.
निलंबित किया जाए, क्योंकि अगर उन्होंने उस रात ड्यूटी ढंग से करी होती तो हमारी अंजलि
PM Modi flagged off the world's longest river cruise, MV Ganga Vilas, in Varanasi via video link and inaugurated and laid foundation stones for several other projects. World's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas, is the first ever cruise vessel to be made in India.
नदी जल यात्रा गंगा विलास क्रूज का शुभारंभ हुआ है। इससे पूर्वी भारत के अनेक पर्यटक स्थल वर्ल्ड टूरिज्म मैप में और प्रमुखता से आने वाले हैं।
Inaugurating the longest cruise, PM Modi said that the cruise will prove to be a big boost to the trade and tourism sector in Varanasi, as well as the entire nation. Prime Minister also said that this will provide new employment opportunities.
ये गंगा विलास क्रूज इस अर्थ गंगा में उसके एक अभियान को नई ताकत देगा। उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, असम, पश्चिम बंगाल और बांग्लादेश की यात्रा के दौरान ये क्रूज हर तरह की सुविधा मुहैया कराएगा।
Karnataka High Court has taken cognizance of the metro pillar collapse in Bengaluru, which led to the death of Tejaswani and Vihan. High Court has sought for a response from the concerned authorities on whether the safety measures were adopted. Days after a 30-year-old mother and a 2.5-year-old son lost their lives after a metro pillar collapsed in Bengaluru, engineers from IIT arrived at a metro pillar accident as site to assist the police to analyze and assess reasons behind the accident. IIT engineers study various possible reasons behind the accident, like quality of material used for construction, lapses on part of personnel involved in planning and construction work, and others. As anger over civic apathy in Bengaluru grows, pro-Kannada organizations activists staged protests against BMRCL's substandard work in the city. The activists had reached Shantinagar BMRCL office to submit the memorandum to BMRCL MD, and as MD did not come out to meet the protesters, angry protesters barged inside the office and allegedly damaged the sofa in the office. Meanwhile, BMRCL Workers Union VP spoke exclusively to Republic TV, expressing anger over the existing civic apathy in the city. BMRCL Workers Union VP demanded resignation of BMRCL MD Anjum Parvez. 26-year-old Bajrang Dal worker Rajesh Pujari was found dead in a river called Netravati in Karnataka's Dakshina Kannada district. The body, along with the abandoned two-wheeler, was found near the old bridge. Post-mortem has been conducted and a case has been registered at the police station. Days after Governor versus Tamil Nadu government face-off reached a flashpoint in Chennai, VCK has now staged a massive protest in Chennai demanding resignation of R.N. Ravi as a governor of Tamil Nadu. The protest took place over the governor's speech in the assembly that omitted certain parts and names. Sources said that the Prime Minister Modi held a meeting with economists at Niti Aayog. PM sought the opinions and suggestions of the economists and will also assess the state of the Indian economy and its challenges ahead of the union budget. The Lingayat community called for a massive dharna in front of the Chief Minister's house in Karnataka. The Lingayat community is demanding higher reservations in government jobs and educational institutions. A man sustained serious injuries after a bomb exploded in his house in Kerala's Kannur district. The incident took place at the victim's house near an area called near the area, and in fact, the further investigation also into the incident is right now underway. Bombay High Court reserved the order on the writ petition filed by Videocon Group Chairman Venugopal Dhoot, challenging his arrest by CBI in the Videocon ICCI Bank loan case. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in Jammu, where he chaired a security meeting and later dialed the families of victims of the terror, assuring them the terrorists will be neutralized. He will visit them next time as well. Shocking incident that was caught on tape in the Khatima. This happened in Khatima, Uttarakhand. The police constable dragged an elderly man, severely thrashed him. A protest then broke out after the incident as the residents of the area sat on a dharna in the police station premises demanding strict action against the accused. Train on the Baramulla Banihal section derailed from the railway track in central Kashmir's Badgaon district. While no casualties were reported in the incident, the derailment was accidental and further details are now being ascertained through the probe. As per the latest ISRO report, between 27 December and 8th January, a rapid subsidence event was triggered in Joshimath in Uttarakhand. Region has now subsided around a couple of centimeters within a span of just 12 days, and the aerial extent of the subsidence also increased. However, it's confined to the central part of Joshimath town. The POK is staring at a famine after unprecedented food crisis started in the area due to the failed Pakistani policies. The crisis has now spiraled out of control. Stores and grocery shops are running out of kitchen staples. Rehearsals for Republic Day parade underway at Kartavya Path in New Delhi. Jawans from various battalions began the rehearsals for Republic Day in the capital this week. The 74th Republic Day parade, scheduled for January 26th, will be attended by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Ahead of the Sankranti festival, a new controversy erupted after Hyderabad City Police issued a notification implementing regulation and restriction over flying of kites, citing the prevention of untoward incidents around the festival. BJP has hit out at the government asking if they will put restrictions on the colours of Rangoli too. 10 people after a bus carrying Sai Baba devotees collided with a truck on highway near in Nashik. Several others were injured in the accident who have now been admitted to the hospital for further case. Conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar wrote a fresh letter to Delhi LG alleging he was severely threatened and harassed by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Satyendra Jain through the jail administration and their loyal jail staff. Meanwhile, PM Modi also inaugurated Maritime Skill Development Centre for Northeast at Guwahati in Assam and laid foundation stones for a ship repair facility and an elevated road at the Pandu terminal via video conference. Lisa Mary Presley and singer Elvis' only daughter and a dedicated keeper of her father's legacy has died after being hospitalized for a medical emergency. She was just 54. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, the country's opposition, as well as international sanctions on the nation during an annual accountability speech. Maduro told lawmakers in the National Assembly that the biggest robbery that has been done in this land since Spanish conquest. A giant swirling storm system blowing across the south killed at least 6 people on Thursday in central Alabama. Authorities say that this spawned a tornado that shredded the walls of homes, toppled roofs, uprooted trees as well. 16-year-old who was shot during a protest in the southern Peruvian region has now, the death toll has risen there actually to 49 in more than a month of unrest following the ouster of President Pedro Castillo. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese continued its trip to Papua New Guinea with a visit to an army area in the northern coast of the country. Now, Albanese received a traditional welcome as he arrived before laying a wreath at the resting place of Michael Somare, the country's first leader after independence in 1975. Residents of the city in Ukraine's Donetsk region continues to live in the bitterly cold basements of damaged buildings to hide from daily shelling. There is no electricity, water or gas in the city. Some residents are even using stoves to stay warm. The US called on the UN Security Council to hold Russia accountable over its invasion of Ukraine. The council met in New York on strengthening the rule of law, presided over by Japan's foreign minister Yoichi Masa Hayashi, sparking clashes, especially over the war in Ukraine between Russia and Western supporters of the Ukrainian government. Meanwhile, about 200 Ukrainian military personnel who were to be trained in Spain were greeted by Spanish Defense Minister Margarita Robles at Madrid. Most of the personnel were in fact mobilized civilians with no previous military experience, expected to participate in a basic combat training module in the nearby city of Toledo. Mayor of Mexico City announced that 6,000 National Guard officers would be posted in the city's subway system after a series of accidents that officials suggest could be due to sabotage. Meanwhile, some of the technology at the control center appeared to be 1970s era analog equipment. Subway workers have alleged that they have complained for years of underfunding. Expressing concern over current developments in Afghanistan, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation has called on the Taliban to reconsider their decisions to ban women from working for NGOs. The organization said that the ban was against the actual teachings of Islam. Viewers, it's time for sports action. The 15th edition of the FIH Hockey World Cup at Bhubaneswar's Stadium and Rourkela's brand new Birsa Munda International Hockey Stadium begins today. The Odisha has gone ahead and spent over 1,000 crores for developing these stadiums, enhancing the cities for the marquee event. 16-team tournament will be played on the distinctive blue turf. Team India will face Spain in the match today, where Neelam Sandeep Jess, the mastermind of Rourkela soil, is set to make his debut in his tournament. And growing up in a village without electricity, poverty, he steps into the 21,000-seat flood-lit hockey stadium as an Indian player. KL Rahul looked pleasant with the bat as his unbeaten knock of 64 runs off 103 balls led India to a 4-wicket win against Sri Lanka in the second ODI in Kolkata on Thursday. Rahul, who usually bats as an opener, has settled nicely into the role. In fact, he averages over 50 and has a strike rate of close to 100 while batting at number 4 or 5 for India. All right, getting some breaking news coming in. Breaking news coming in, viewers. Breaking news coming in, and this is coming in the P gate. Some bizarre defenses come out from the accused in the Air India story, where a man had urinated on an elderly woman. So we're getting some breaking news. Where he's saying, viewers, we'll put that out for you. There's a bizarre defense by the P gate accused coming in. And he's saying the complainant, the elderly lady, basically urinated on herself. Well, that is the bizarre defense coming out. Remember earlier, Shankar Mishra had said that he did not even urinate on the lady. And now he's coming out with a new statement where he's saying that the elderly lady had urinated on herself. The complainant had urinated on herself. A very bizarre statement coming out right now, viewers, on Republic TV. We're getting you all the details. Now, this is the counsel for Mishra. The advocate is saying the victim woman herself urinated on the seat. She had a health problem. Why didn't the police tell this? So this is what the counsel is saying. The counsel for the accused is saying, viewers, a very bizarre statement coming out at this point of time, viewers. And we're getting you back-to-back updates on this story. Right now, we are seeing that there has been a complete turn of events when it comes to court, when it comes to the statements being made right now. It looks like it's a 360-degree turn, where a bizarre claim has come out. Where the Air India urination accused is making these new allegations. And the judge has also said a couple of things there. The court proceedings will take you through that. Let's just go to our senior editor, Deepthi, who will take us through this latest update coming in. Deepthi, over to you. All right, we'll get across to Deepthi. In a moment. But we're getting these details trickling in where a bizarre defense has come from the accused in the case, where the accused is saying that the elderly lady had peed on herself, that she urinated on herself, and she had some kind of a health condition. Now, there's some proceedings happening in court right now, and our senior editor will take us through exactly what's happening. But we're getting some more details coming in at this point of time, where the counsel, the advocate for the accused, has made a couple of statements where he is saying the victim woman herself urinated on the seat. She had a health problem. Why didn't the police tell this? This is exactly what he is saying. Also, couple of details coming out as well. We will take our viewers through exactly what the court proceedings are saying right now. But a bizarre defense is coming out at this point of time, viewers, on Republic TV. Remember, it was a big impact when Shankar Mishra, who had allegedly urinated on the female co-passenger, he was also terminated from his job. But what we're learning so far, viewers, that he is making different kind of statements right now. Where we are getting to learn is that whatever the complainant had said in that letter she had written to the chairman of Tata, she had said that he wanted that the accused Shankar Mishra should be arrested because of what he did. We had also had eyewitnesses speak to Republic TV. but the eyewitnesses themselves said that the accused was drunk. He was not in the right state. He had consumed alcohol, and that he had done that deed of urinating on the elderly lady. But now it looks like that the defense for the accused is making different kind of statements, which is completely different. In fact, it looks like the accused is not taking any responsibility on himself. And we'll be soon joined by my senior editor Deepthi and our other colleagues as well, who will take us through exactly what's happening right now. But we're getting these back-to-back updates. In the bail application itself, viewers, we had come to know that the accused in his bail plea had already denied urinating on the 70-year-old woman co-passenger on that New York to New Delhi Air India flight. And after we broke that story about the bail application where he is saying that he did not even do it, another bizarre defense has come in. Where we are seeing that the accused is saying that the complainant peed on herself. So we're getting these updates coming in. After the eyewitnesses version of the event also, which is completely different from what exactly the defense is saying. The multiple versions coming out right now, viewers, but we'll take you through all the versions. As we keep getting you the top updates on the story. Now remember, there are court proceedings happening right now where we are getting some details coming. Where the advocate for the accused has made a lot of statements, where he's saying that the victim woman had urinated on herself. Maybe I'll read out some statements right now while we wait for our other colleagues to join in. But he's saying here that the judge to Mishra's counsel is saying that you could have asked for anticipatory bail, counsel. So the judge is saying you could have asked for anticipatory bail. Now the counsel is saying that means the advocate representing Mishra is saying the complainant said that the person in 8A seat urinated. My seat was 8B, and this was not even a case of arrest. And he's also adding the victim woman herself urinated on the seat. She had a health problem and whined in the police tell this. The woman was a Kathak dancer. All right, and Delhi police is also adding that we are only demanding 3-day police custody. So we also getting to know the Delhi police is demanding 3-day police custody of Shankar Mishra. And the advocate is also adding that alcohol cannot remain in the body after 24 hours. You can take the blood sample in jail as well. So we're getting these details coming out, viewers, on Republic TV as we get you more details. This is the court proceedings we're talking about. It looks like that the accused in this case is turning around all the events and presenting a different picture right now in front of the judge. We'll be soon joined by my colleagues who will get us more on this story. But for now, viewers, getting this big breaking coming in. Remember, the eyewitnesses in the case as well had said very categorically that the eyewitnesses have said that they saw the incident happen in front of their eyes. They also saw how the cabin crew did not react when the elderly woman was in pain, when she wanted a change of clothes, she wanted a different seat as well, but the cabin crew did not react and she was denied a fresh seat after Shankar Mishra allegedly urinated on her. But right now, viewers, we're seeing these back-to-back updates. I repeat, we're seeing these back-to-back updates right now coming in on Republic TV, where it looks like what's happening in the court. What's happening in the court is completely different, a different picture being painted right now. Bizarre defense coming in at this point of time on Republic TV. We're getting you all the updates, and we will, of course, be soon joined by my colleagues who will get us more updates. But this is extremely, extremely bizarre. So first, after he traumatized an elderly lady, we are seeing that he's trying to turn around the entire story. And in fact, we'll get you more updates as we get them. But the big question that we had also asked on Republic TV, and we had raised this campaign, that if an incident like this happens, why do the accused go scot-free? And even after he was arrested, even after he was derostered, he was in fact he had left his job. He was asked to leave his job. So we are getting more details. In fact, I'm being joined right now by Advaita Kala, who's joining us on the phone line. Now, this is a very bizarre defense coming in right now, where he is saying that the woman that the woman peed on herself. I mean, this is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely bizarre. First he says he did not pee on anybody. Now he's saying the woman did it on herself. All right, we'll get back to all our guests and we'll get back to our colleagues right now. But we're getting these breaking news coming in right now where we are getting to learn is that it seems as if the entire story is being twisted in court where the advocate of the accused, he is making some bizarre statements that the elderly lady who had written a long complaint, who had said that the accused should be arrested after they landed in Delhi and no action was taken against him. She had written every line in that letter saying the kind of trauma she went through, how she was not helped by the cabin crew, how she was asked to wait and sit in the same seat. But now I'm going back to Samiksha joining us from Mumbai. In fact, Tanisha is joining us right now. Tanisha, I'm going to you right now. Tanisha, just take our viewers through this bizarre defense coming in by the P-Gate accused. Tanisha. All right, so Swapnil Kothari is joining us. Swapnil Kothari is joining us on the phone line. Thank you so much for joining us over here. Now, this is a bizarre defense coming in. Our viewers, in fact, I was telling our viewers what's happening in court right now. If you could help our viewers understand that how is this advocate turning around the entire case and now bizarre defenses come out in court?
This is what we advocates are paid for. So we'll obviously come out with some or the other defense, which is, looks ingenuous to begin with. But when you look at it, when you give a second thought, it's absolutely absurd for anybody to believe that Kathak women dancers, 80% of them suffer from incontinence and they can urinate themselves. So what about the rest of the 20%? There is an argument in law, which we call it as assuming without admitting. So, we don't say that God exists, therefore, blah, blah, blah. We say if God exists. So, assuming without admitting that God exists, so and so, we then continue with our argument. So, assuming without admitting for even a moment that whatever that man is saying is true, that these women suffer from incontinence, 80% of them suffer, right? But what makes you say, how can you prove that she is one of those 80% of the women? What about the remaining 20%? What if she what if she belongs to those 20% women? So there his argument falls apart because you cannot infer in your favor. The law does not in criminal law or even in civil law allow you to infer, more so in criminal law, because you have to prove the alternative to that because it is your defense. So whatever your defense is, you have to prove that, this is the defense that I have and this is what this woman suffers from. So the burden of proof now shifts on you because you are alleging something. Now, obviously, because if there are 20% women who do not urinate, even if they suffer from or even if they are rather Kathak dancers, to be more precise, then that woman belongs to that 20%. That will be my counter argument as the prosecution. But what is more important in this is that apart from these specious, nonsensical arguments, most importantly, in a case of a trial like this, you will need an eyewitness account. So whether it's the air crew, whether it's somebody else who was there on that particular flight, unless and until you have an eyewitness account, when it goes to trial, I'm not talking about bail applications and all that. When it goes to trial, at that time you will need a bail application. Today or tomorrow, he'll definitely get it. There is no question about that, for the simple reason that people who are accused of even murder and rape do get bails maybe after 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year or so. But I don't see that long a period for this man. What I'm trying to say is that when it goes to a trial, you will need an eyewitness account. Absent eyewitness, this case is most likely either to be dismissed for a want of eyewitnesses, or alternatively, the best part is that the moment the media glare is out of this, there will be an out-of-court settlement. Because at the end of the day, even if this case comes after 6 years, 7 years, or even if this case is on a fast-track basis and comes in 2-3 years, it still goes through several hoops. It has to go to the Sessions Court, then the High Court, and then the Supreme Court. So by that time, I think this old lady would have fatigued herself in the sense she would about 78, regardless of even her willpower to pursue it. But, whether her body, health, anything, God willing, it does, help her to do that. But the point is that this case, most likely when it's out of the media glare, will eventually go to an out-of-court settlement, or alternatively, if it goes to a trial, absent an eyewitness account, it is very difficult to prove that that man urinated, because then the burden of proof lies on me. And if I don't have an eyewitness account and not even a single crew member comes up and says, because the crew members at the end of the day will say, oh, why do I want to get into this trouble at all? The moment I come as a crew member and say, I saw this man urinating on this woman, then the immediate question will be, oh, so you saw and you didn't do anything to push him away. What kind of a business class stewardess are you? So why do I want to get into that trouble? Why do I want to jeopardize my own employment? So all of these things will come into play before anybody ventures to be an eyewitness, because the moment you are an eyewitness, you are subject to cross-examination. And cross-examination can be extremely grilling.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Swapnil Kothari, thank you for joining us here. I'm also being joined by Rami Desai, author, who's joining us right now. Now, we're seeing this bizarre statement come out, and right now, the big question is that even after so many people, eyewitnesses said that they saw this entire incident transpire, it looks like Shankar Mishra wants no responsibility. He's trying to turn the entire events on its head.
Well, absolutely. I hope you can hear me. But absolutely, not only is he trying to turn the entire situation on its head, but he's also